Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show. And I've been holding this back for a while. I wanted to get through a few things before I talked about it, and I would love to be able to talk about it more with you guys tonight on the paint stream that I'm going to do, that I do every Thursday night now. And I'm sure you're like, okay, hurry, get on with it. Obviously you saw the title of the episode, and literally the worst thing I have ever heard when it comes to role-playing game is the end of this adventure was written before we even began it. And that really just made my head spin that such a thing could even be a thing. You guys all know I'm a huge fan of sandboxes. I don't like the railroad. I despise it. I don't want to be on it. I don't want to run it. It's for the birds. But I've been reading a lot of Ravenloft adventures, and while they have a lot to offer, the last couple I've read just hit me in the kidneys, man. They are, this happens this day, this happens this day, this happens, it not only that, but they were written very choose your own adventure style. When this happens, go here. When this happens, go here. Literally just like that. And I'm like, who wants to be part of that? I get it. Maybe a beginning dungeon master who's, just sticking their toe in and starting out and learning the ropes. But for me, it sucks all the life out of the game. As a dungeon master, and even more so as a player, I want to know that nobody knows what's going to happen next. Obviously there's some exceptions. When you go into a dungeon, with the usual mindset of clearing it out, you're going to hit every room, and because the way the dungeon may be structured, you're going to hit this room way before you hit this room, unless you decide to just run for the end of it and then work your way backwards or something like that, just to be contrary, and I've never seen that really happen. It's usually really methodical. You go in the first door, then you go into the second door, you knock down the doors, you kill the monsters, you take the treasure, rinse and repeat. That's fine. That's the way it would be done in real life if you were a special ops team going in, or law enforcement or something like that, busting down a criminal organization. You may have different teams coming in from different angles, but you're pretty much, because of the laws of physics being what they are, you're pretty much consigned to do just that. Hit things in a methodical, obvious pattern. But for the DMs out there that are thinking that, I'm gonna plan this adventure out, and I'm gonna do all the things. So this is the big Dukaroo at the end, and then if the bad guy gets away, he's got a teleport ring and stuff like that. Just don't, guys. I'm not saying either to randomly roll everything, because I hate that too. Especially like treasure at the end of an encounter, you're rolling it up and go, oh, look at here, he had a +3 battle axe that he never used in the battle. Why? So I don't like that at all. It's like, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to make up everything so that my monsters and whatnot have all their tools handy and they know what they're doing. But planning everything out, the whole story, the intrigues and all that, planning it out, trying to have a tight grip on the reins and whatnot. Despite what some people have said, I'm not that kind of a control freak. I'm a completely different kind of control freak. I don't want to do that. I don't want to see it done. I don't want to be part of it. I definitely don't want to be a player in a game that feels like that. That it's all planned out. The DM's got stacks and stacks, reams of notes for this particular adventure. I'm not saying I want them to randomly roll everything or wing everything, but to be honest, I'd much rather the dungeon master wing everything, come to the table with a bag of dice and that's it, and go, okay, let's go. That to me shows at least more fun on everybody's part. The DM's getting to have some fun, not knowing exactly what's going to happen. the players get to know that anything can happen. It's not going to just be, we're going to just go down this freaking railroad track, and that quantum ogre is always going to be the next encounter because the DM said so. I don't necessarily think that you have to have tons of random wandering monster tables either, but if the very next encounter is going to be what's on the DM's notes, and then the next encounter is the same thing, and the next encounter the same thing, not the same monster, but it's a planned flow chart. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this can't happen until this happens. Players are innovative. That's one of the great things about this hobby is when you bump into good players, they're going to throw you as a dungeon master for a loop more often than not, and that's what you want. Otherwise, you're just playing a big giant game of choose your own adventure, and the DM's just reading out of the book. Okay, well, you did this, now, okay, go to page 52. Okay, you did this, now go back to page 13. No, guys, no, don't do that. You're killing it for everybody involved, and anybody who wants to get into the hobby, they're quickly going to realize that there's very little creativity, very little room for improvisation, and very little opportunity for any other outcome than the one that the hapless dungeon master has written down beforehand. Like I said, I would love to talk more about this tonight during the paint stream. If you guys have any comments you want to throw in right now, just think about why you're doing it as a dungeon master, and think of how you would feel, if you found out that the dungeon master was, literally knew what you were going to do before you did it. That's more of a play or maybe a storyteller game. I'm not real familiar with those. I don't want to be in either. I want to be in a game where anything can happen at any moment and nobody knows how it's going to end. That's the best endings and the best campaign enders for me as a DM and as a player were when we knew the dungeon master was just like, wow, I did not expect this. I never thought it would go here, or I never thought it would end like this. That's what you want. You want a classic, ending to the adventure or the campaign or even the night session. You don't want to have it structured so much that there's no wiggle room for players, because then when they want to do something different, you literally have to let them know, well, I don't have that planned out, so we can't do that tonight. And I've been there. It really sucks. But I'm also not saying if you see your DM's map and you notice that he didn't finish drawing the dungeon over on the left-hand side of the map, and you guys keep trying to go there, one, don't be looking at his maps, and two, come on, you can do better than that. While it's fun to, kind of, bust your DM's chops every once in a while, because he or she is certain to do the same to you guys, don't be doing that. Don't be looking behind the screen. There's no need for that. That's kind of cheating, isn't it? But don't go out of your way to torpedo the campaign. But at the same time, as a dungeon master, don't be afraid to let the players, run wild. See what they're going to come up with. See where it goes, and enjoy the ride as much as they are, because otherwise it's going to have a very unsatisfying end to everybody. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. I got to go do some stuff, but I hope to hear from you here in the chat section, or tonight, or later on down the road when you guys come across this video years and years from now. Make sure you throw something in the comment section on maybe your worst experiences, or why you think maybe a DM should do this, or why you do this, or what are the benefits of doing it, because I'm willing to listen into counter arguments to this point, but for the most part, not a fan. So until next time, folks, have a great day, a great evening, wherever you are. Have a wonderful evening. The holidays are upon us, so let me be the first to wish you guys a happy set of holidays, and of course, happy trails.